Dear friends, the subjects of sanctuary and investigative judgment are so important for the present times, for the present end times, that every Christian needs to know. There are two books in the Bible, namely Daniel and Revelation, which talks about the end time prophecy. And we are going to refer to the book of Daniel. Let me begin with Daniel. Daniel 7th chapter, Daniel 8th chapter, and Daniel 9th chapter. Daniel 7:25, Daniel 8:13 to 14, and Daniel 9:25 chapter. All three chapters have one thing in common, and that is time. All three of them talk about time. Daniel 7:25 talks about time in the terms of time, times, and half a time. Time, times, and half time. Daniel 8 chapter 13 to 14 verse also talks about time, but it talks about time in the terms of days. And Daniel 9 chapter 25th verse talks about time in the terms of weeks. There is a variation, and because of this variation in the time, Christians while reading book of Daniel get confused, because Daniel and Revelation are full of figures and full of signs, and therefore confusion is. I am going to make it simple and simplify and magnify for you all. With this, let me give you two more additional texts which will make it easier for each one of us to understand. Numbers 14th chapter and 34th verse. Ezekiel 4th chapter and 6th verse. These two texts talk about, they give us the equation between day and time, day and year. One day is equal to 1 year. This is a biblical time. Biblical time is 1 day is equal to 1 year. References are in book of Numbers and book of Ezekiel 14, 34, 4 and 6. And with this understanding, let us begin. One more statement before I begin. All the times have to be lowered down and brought it to the lowest form of days. If it is in the years, it has to be brought down to the days. So the first one, time, times, and half a time, talks about time in the terms of basically years. Time means, the word time in the Bible means year. 1 year, 2 years, times, plural, 2 years, and half a time, 6 months. Days is already simplified or lowered down, and weeks have to be brought down to the day. This is what we are going to do. Let me rub this and go further. As I rub this, let me tell you that I am going to put a heading as Daniel 8 chapter 13 and 14. Daniel 8 chapter verses 13 to 14. In the verses 13 there is a question, and in the verse 14 there is an answer. There are two holy ones in the heaven, seen by Daniel, man of God, who listens to the communication of two holy ones. One holy one is speaking to the other holy one and asking a question. So 13th is a question, 14th is the answer. Verse 13th is a question, and verse 14 there is an answer. The question by one holy one is that, how long, Lord, how long will the sanctuary of God be trampled under the feet? And the answer is given in the 14th. Unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. This is a very significant statement, and with this statement is going to be presented and studied here. I am going to write this statement as a heading. Unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. So this is a statement which is going to be the theme and is going to remain here. Let me give you three perspectives of this statement. Three perspectives, namely circumstances, number two, 2,300 days, and number three, the word sanctuary. Circumstances, two particularly, political circumstances and geographical circumstances. The political circumstances in which this statement was proclaimed by heaven was that politically the people, the Jewish people, kingdom of Judah was under the bondage of King Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon. Way far away from Jerusalem they were carried, and Daniel too was in slavery. So this is the political circumstances. The land of Jerusalem is barren. It is destroyed. Walls are broken down. The temple, Solomon temple, is also broken down completely. Basically, it is in shambles. Basically, Jerusalem is in shambles, and therefore this statement comes alive. The next one is 2,300 days. According to the biblical time, it is 2,300 years. So this is 2,300 years. Answer for this, and the explanation for sanctuary is under a big question mark. The sanctuary, I am putting a question mark because there was a confusion in the minds of people in the 18th century that whether the sanctuary is referred to the earthly sanctuary that is in Jerusalem, the Jerusalem temple, or it is referring to the heavenly sanctuary. So these are the three things. With this we are going to proceed. Let me draw a line for you, a line which begins from one end this is the line of events. It begins with one end and it ends in other. Now let us take Daniel 9th chapter and 25th verse. There is another statement which says, from going forth of the commandment to build and restore Jerusalem, it will be 7 weeks and 62 weeks unto the Messiah the King. I will repeat it again. From going forth of the commandment. So there was a commandment given by King Artaxerxes, found in Nehemiah 2nd chapter 1 to 8 verses. The written commandment was given, a written letter was given to Nehemiah, the man of God, go and build and restore, permission to go and build and restore Jerusalem. And that event happened in the year 457 BC. So the beginning of 2,300 days is 457 BC. So we have got, this is a period of 2,300. The beginning is 457, is from going forth of the commandment. There shall be 7 weeks to restore and rebuild Jerusalem, and there shall be 62 weeks unto the Messiah the King. So these two figures are coming out. These two figures are coming out from Daniel 9:25. 7 weeks and 62 weeks. And there is one more figure which comes out from Daniel 9 chapter 26 to 27. 26 basically has one word, that a Messiah shall be cut. Messiah shall be sacrificed. So the word cut is found in 26th verse of 9th chapter, and there is a statement which is found in 27th verse of Daniel 9th chapter, that the Messiah shall confirm the covenant with many in the 1 week. Many in 1 week. And in the middle of the week he shall be cut off. So these two statements. For 1 week. 1 week, so I am putting here 1 week. Another number coming out from 27th, 1 week. Now let us begin the calculation. So calculation is, first task we have at hand is bring everything. Weeks convert into days. So 7 weeks multiplied by 7 days. In a week there are 7 days. That's why 7 multiplied by 7. 7 multiplied by 7 is 49 days. Conversion. And then 62 weeks multiplied by 7 is going to be 434 days. And 1 week multiplied by 7 is 7 days. So breaking down the 7 weeks, 62 weeks and 1 week is bringing us to 49 years. And while writing on the line, I am going to convert these 49 days into years. And then 62 weeks are nothing but 434 years. 434 years, and 1 week is nothing but 7 years. These are our events. I will rub for the space, and now the addition and subtraction becomes easy. 457 minus not 7 but 49 days, so it is going to be 49 years. According to 1 day is equal to 1 year, biblical time, and it gives us 408. So when you minus, it gives us 408. This is going to be 408 BC. Then again from 408 we have to minus 434. But 434 is a higher number, so higher number minus a smaller number. And so remember one more thing, why do we minus? Because it is a countdown. BC is nothing but 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, countdown, so minus. And when it is AD, we have to add. Now presently we are in AD, therefore we have minus here because BC to BC, and the bigger number is the smaller number. 434 minus 408. We get 26. Now remember here we are jumping from BC to AD, so 26 we have to add 1 and make it 27. So here we have 27 AD. We have jumped to AD, BC to AD by adding 1. 4 minus 408, 26 plus 1, 27, another date of event, and the next thing is 1 week. 1 week, 27. Now we have to add 27 because it is AD to AD. 27 plus this 7 is going to be 34. So this is going to be 34 AD. We have done the calculation. Let me rub this and proceed. Let me tell you, revising 9th chapter of Daniel, 25th verse, from going forth of the commandment, that is 457, 7 weeks, to restore and rebuild. So Jerusalem was rebuilt and restored. It took 49 years to rebuild the walls, to restore Jerusalem, to build the tabernacle of Jerusalem. So in the year 408, It was built and it took 49 years, and then the Messiah, to the appearing of the Messiah, that is 27 AD, here Jerusalem was rebuilt, Jesus Christ anointed or baptized. Baptism of Jesus Christ, because in Daniel 7 chapter, in the Daniel 7 chapter, the reference is that he was anointed. Daniel 7 chapter and 25th verse, particularly 25th verse, you will not come to know that there are so many things happen, and one of the things is he was baptized, he was anointed. So unto the Messiah the King. In Daniel 9:25, unto the Messiah the King. So baptism of Jesus Christ, 27 AD and 34 AD, stoning of Stephen. Stephen was stoned. Stephen was stoned, and the message of gospel goes to the Gentiles. Gospel goes to the Gentiles. And so we have this. One more thing I want to tell you, and that is in Daniel 9 chapter 26 and 27, particular 27, in the middle of the week, in the middle of the week, the Messiah shall be cut off. In the middle of, after 62 weeks, some Bibles, King James Bible basically gives 62 weeks. 62 weeks is nothing but 62 weeks. The 60 is 20 multiplied by 3 plus 2 is 62. Some Bible give this. So after 62 weeks, in the next week, Messiah shall be cut off in the last week, in the middle of the last week. So middle of the last week is out of 7, 3 goes here. Out of 7, 3 goes here. So 6 have gone, and this is the center. This is the 7th one. So 27 plus 3 is 30, and 1 is a dotted line. 31 AD, Jesus Christ was crucified. Jesus Christ crucified. These are the events. These are the big events coming up right from the Bible. This is the starting 457, and the period of 49 years. Jerusalem built in 408 BC, and after 62 weeks, that is 434 years, 27 AD, Jesus Christ was baptized, and in middle of the week, 31 AD, Jesus Christ was crucified, and 34 AD, Stephen, Apostle Paul, first man who was stoned to death within the walls of Jerusalem. After that, the gospel goes to the Gentiles, and the forming of the word Christian and church starts only after AD 34. Forming of the word church and Christian begins from 34. What about this period? There was only tabernacle, Jewish tabernacle. And one more thing about this period is, Jesus Christ was crucified during the broken temple. The temple which was restored, it was not an original temple. After the slavery, 70 years of slavery, they came back, and then it was a restored temple. In this temple there was no Ark of Covenant, and that is a time when the rule of Rome was there, bondage. The Jewish were under bondage, and Jesus Christ was crucified in these circumstances. This is very important thing. The second temple, that is a rebuilt temple, Jesus Christ was crucified. And then after the ascension of Jesus Christ, he goes up. Stoning of Stephen takes place. And then onwards, the gospel of Jesus Christ and the Bible goes to the Gentiles, and the church starts building up. Now let me give you the last date. Before I go on to the last date, we have this 2,300 days. So many days are used. So many, 49 plus 434 plus 7 years. So from starting from this to this explanation is given in Daniel 9th chapter and 24th verse. Basically it is Daniel 9th chapter and 24th verse. Right. In Daniel 9th chapter 24th verse, if you read the Bible, I was referring to the Bible, and it says that so many things will take place. The transgression will take place. There will be end to the sin, and the Messiah shall be cut off. So many events are taking place. 1, 2, 3 events, and that is given. All the events are given in Daniel 9:24 chapter. Daniel 9:24 also gives us one digit, and that is all these things will happen in 70 weeks. So 70 weeks are used. 70 weeks are nothing but when you add 49 plus 434 plus 7, you get 70 weeks. 70 multiplied by 7 is 490. So this is a period of 490. 490 is used up. This is used. 490 is used, and now we are left with this. And with this, let me draw a dotted line. One more dotted line here, and one more dotted line here. And let me put a date, ready-made date for you all. 538 AD and 1798 AD. Now this is a very significant period. This is a period to be remembered by all the Christians. Now from here to here, the reference is given in Daniel 7th chapter 25th verse. What is the verse say? There will be a beast coming up. Beast represents a big power, the power of nation, and refers to Rome. There is going to erupt a big power, beast, and this beast will speak pompous words against the Most High. It will persecute the saints of the Most High, and it will try to change the laws of God and even the time. I am not saying this by my own, but refer to Daniel 7th chapter and 25th verse. The beast will come up and persecute the saints, will talk very great and bad things against the Most High, and it will try to change the laws and the time. And therefore, my dear friends, in exactly 538 AD, there came up the period of Pope. The Pope power erupted. Pope came into power, and Pope went down, was arrested by Berthier, General Berthier, General of Napoleon. General Berthier, 1798, the last Pope. There were several popes. Popes came and went. Popes came and went. And there was this period, the Pope power ruled Rome. So my dear friends, Rome was there, political power from here to here. The Roman governors ruled, the kings ruled, the state power was there. And then from this point to this point, Daniel 7:25, the power will come up, and there will come a power, a beast will come, and it will speak pompous words against the Most High, persecute the saints, and even try to change the laws and the time, and the power will be given in his hand for times and half a time. So there is a time, times, half time. This many. Now times, as I told you, times represents year. So 12, in a year there are 12. So let me write year wise and then convert it. So time means 1 year, plus times means 2 years, and half a time means half year. This is one. This second, third line. 1 year has 12 months. 2 years has 24 months, and half year has 6 months. Even in the Jewish calendar. In the Jewish calendar, all the months have 30 days, equal, even days. This is a significant thing about the Hebrew calendar. So 12 multiplied by 30, 24 multiplied by 30, and 6 multiplied by 30. 30 because there are days we have to break down. So I'm not going to do the calculation. You finally get, after converting and adding, you finally get 1260 days. Convert this, one more line is to be left. 12 multiplied by 30, 24 multiplied by 30, and 6 multiplied by 30, and add them. You will get exactly 1260 days. So this is coming out here. So this is a period of 1260 years. 1260 days, which are 1260 years. The Roman popes have ruled. This period is already gone. They have ruled, and they have made the church upside down, trying to change even the time, the Sabbath, and trying to change so many doctrinal things. And the power was given to them, to the beast, for this period. The book says, the holy book says. Now, to verify this, let us take the 1798 minus 538, exactly 1260. This date is minus from the second date, 1798. For 538 beginning, minus it from the end of the Pope's rule, 1798, 1200. Isn't it amazing? This is so amazing. Let me rub this part and keep the rest for our meditation. Look at this chart. Only one figure is left. This is coming out from Daniel 7 chapter 25. And then the end of the period is very important for us. We have 2300 days, which have to be minus this number 457, minus the starting 457. We get exactly 1843. Since we are jumping from BC to the last one, AD, we have to add 1, and we get 1844. 1844. Now there was one yearly atonement day on the earthly sanctuary, Jewish tabernacle. There was one event yearly, and that yearly event was fixed in a year, and that is to come every 7th month, 10th day. 7th month of the Jewish calendar and 10th day fell in 1844, exactly October 22. So according to the Jewish calendar, October 22, 1844 is the end of 2300 days. Perfect calculation. Very nice calculation. This date is very important for October 22, 1844. 1844 AD, two important things took place. About those two important things I will tell you a little later, but let me give you one more day, and that is somewhere here, broken line. In between this, there is one person called as Martin Luther. He started to speak up against the Roman Church. Reformer Martin Luther started pointing out to the wrongs of the church, and this started before they were before dethroning the last pope. He started his ministry in 1517 AD. So 1517 AD, many reformers, especially Martin Luther, started his protest against the Roman Church. So due to his protest, the church was broken or the Pope was taken? No, we do not know. But it is very important to understand 1260 days the power was given. And therefore Martin Luther came up that in 1517 he started his ministry, and just before 1844, here there is one more thing. Millerite, one person called as William Miller started his ministry in 1831 AD. 1831 AD, this is Martin Luther and this is William Miller. Millerite movement, non-denominational Millerite movement started in 1831, the event here. These events are very important on this period of line. So 1831, little before, 12 years early or 13 years early, then in 1844, William Miller started proclaiming. He did all this calculation. William Miller did all this perfect calculation. There is no mistake according to 2300 days, the century. And he said, Jesus is coming back. Jesus is coming back. Jesus is second coming. And all the people waited, and lo and behold, October 22, 1844, Jesus did not come. Greatest disappointment. Event number one. It went wrong. People were disappointed. Greatest disappointment. The date was right, but the event was wrong. Calculation is right. This is portrayed in Revelation 10th chapter. And in the Revelation 10th chapter, if you read this, there is a mention of a little book. Little book. When it was eaten, the little book was eaten, it was sweet as honey in the mouth, and when it went to the stomach, it was bitter. Sweet in the mouth, bitter in the stomach. Date is right, October 22, 1844. Event is wrong. Event is pointing out to the heavenly sanctuary. Jesus, what has really taken place? Jesus Christ is not going to come down, descend on the earth. But it was, calculation is right, that Jesus Christ in the heavenly sanctuary, 2300, then the sanctuary, the cleansing of the sanctuary is started in October 22, 1844, the cleansing of the sanctuary has started. Jesus is gone from the holy place to the most holy place, and probation period, grace period is going on. Investigative judgment is going on. Before the Father, he is pleading for all the believers. This is so important. So 1831, Millerite movement started. This is a historical fact. And Jesus did not come. He was saying that 22 October 1844, Jesus is coming, Jesus is coming, Jesus is coming. Jesus did not come, my dear friends. But very important thing happened, and that happening is given in Revelation 10th chapter, little book. Bitter, sweet as honey in the mouth and bitter in. Prophesy again. May God bless us.